Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Alex Strauss of Alex Strauss Online. I'm an author and a speaker and a holistic business coach. And I'm so glad that you're here today because today we're going to talk about one of the things that I probably get asked about more than just about anything else when I talk about, you guys hear me talk a lot about being connected to nature and being in the natural world and the importance of taking walks if you're an entrepreneur, the importance of connecting with natural elements to support our physical, spiritual, and mental well-being as a means to supporting our ability to run businesses, right? And make money. So one of the things that comes up when I start talking about this for a lot of people is, how do you have time? Like, where do you find the time to do this when you're running multiple businesses? I'd love to go take walks outside and, hang out on my deck. But I don't have the time. I don't know how to find the time and still run my business successfully. So today we are going to talk about that exact subject, finding the time. I'm coming to you kind of en natural today because it is stinking hot here in North Carolina, and it's too hot for makeup, my friends, and it's too hot to curl my hair. So what you get is what you see today. And once again today, as I did in our last video, I'm going to go ahead and record my podcast at the same time. If you are not tuned into that podcast, it's called Present Company, and you can find it wherever you find your podcasts. It's on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Spotify. So I would love it if you like to listen to stuff on the go. Go listen to the podcast and recommend it to your friends and review it, rate it, whatever. It moves me up higher in the rankings and helps more people find this important work. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start the podcast recording, and then we'll dive right into today's content. Hello once again, everybody. Alex Strauss of Alex Strauss Online, and today we are talking about how to create the time to spend time outside, to spend time connecting with nature, taking walks, indulging in that all-important natural wisdom and nature connection that I talk about so much in association with running a business. And this is specifically for my entrepreneurs out there. Mostly women, but we have guys in the group too. But people who are running their own businesses and who need to do the things they need to do to manage the business, but also, manage themselves and their own lives while at the same time taking pretty much full responsibility. The weight of your business is really on your shoulders, even if you have a team, if you're an entrepreneur. So there are a couple of ways that I'm going to suggest that you can create more time to do these kinds of things. And you guys know that I have dogs and they're going to talk. They just are going to talk. When I'm talking, they seem to like to talk too. They're talking to the neighbor right now. So it is the way it is, my friends. Couple of different ways that you can create more time, and I'm going to break down both of them. But to me, it seems that you can either prioritize nature connection higher in your life and as part of your strategic overall approach to business and life. You can make it a higher priority because the things that we prioritize, we do. Okay, we all have, of course, the same amount of time in a 24-hour period. We all have the exact same amount of time to work with. Whether you're a world leader or you're running a business, you have the same amount of time. So the things that we put highest on our priority list, they get done. Okay, so that, no judgment there, but I'm just saying, when we make it a higher priority, we get it done. So that's one possibility. You can prioritize this, or you can create some efficiencies within your current business that open up some more time for you to do these activities and to indulge in greater connection with the natural world to support yourself. So first of all, let's talk about priority and making it a priority. And I've got some notes here because I want to make sure that I touch on all of these things and that I'm giving you guys really good value when you tune in to this podcast or these videos. So prioritization. I just read a fabulous book by Denise Duffield Thomas called Chillpreneur. She is so simpatico with my way of looking at life and business, and I just love her. Highly recommend the book if you haven't read it yet, Chillpreneur by Denise Duffield Thomas. But one of the things that she talks about in this book that I really resonate with so much, and you may too as a woman entrepreneur, I'm betting that you do, is that if you are the head of your business, you are the proverbial golden goose, right? Do you remember the story of the golden goose, the goose that laid the golden egg? And I think the story is that the man who owned the goose decided to slaughter the goose so he could get all the golden eggs out. But when he slaughtered the goose, he killed the source of the golden eggs. You are the golden goose in your business, says Denise Duffield Thomas, and I completely agree. And so when you prioritize doing things that support your mental, your physical, your spiritual well-being, you are supporting your moneymaker, right? You're supporting your money-making machine. So that's one case for making it a priority that you do things like allow yourself to take a walk, okay? Or even, if you're not big on walking, just to be in the outdoors. Maybe you garden, maybe you bike, maybe you're a runner. Maybe you just sit outside over your lunch hour and have a drink on your deck. The point is to be in the outside world and to be connected to this greenery. And if you want to know more about what that does for you, read my book, The Mindful Walker. Lots of science in there about all of the benefits of being in the natural world, whether or not you own a business. Connection to nature improves our mood, it improves our energy, and it improves our productivity. So the way I see it and the way I've approached it in my business and my life is that it is a priority for me because I'm the golden goose, right? Because I need these things in order to have my best mood, to have the most energy I can have, to be the most productive that I can be. So that's key. And the other thing for me, and one of the reasons that I make it such a high priority in my business, is that being in the natural world naturally connects us really well and really efficiently to the source of creativity. And think about that again, the source of creativity, where your ideas come from. Now, I don't care whether you consider yourself a creative or if you're an accountant. It doesn't matter. Creative ideas are absolutely essential for an entrepreneur, no matter what industry you're in, right? So being connected to the source of the very best creative ideas, when we're in the outside, when we're in the outdoors, we feel a deep connection to spirit and to our own well of wisdom. It quiets the mind and it allows us to connect. So those are some arguments for making it a priority. And if you see me looking down here, I'm checking to make sure that the podcast is still going. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm pausing because I'm also recording a video at the same time. So speaking of being efficient, trying to knock out a couple of efficiencies at the same time. Okay, the other way that you can create some more space in your life and time in your business so that you can do these things and be more connected to nature is to create some efficiencies. And I have a couple of ideas on that too, because of course I do both. I'm doing these things so that I can spend more time making being in the outdoors and going on my mindful walks a priority. So one of the things that I highly recommend any business owner do to create more time is to batch tasks, especially mundane tasks like going through your email. It takes a huge amount of time out of our day, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, to be in the inbox and to go through all those emails. And when we are being pulled out, when our attention is being pulled out of the moment constantly to deal with our emails, we lose time and we lose efficiency. And I'm no productivity guru, okay? I'm just telling you what's worked for me. But those who are productivity gurus say that multitasking is terrible for our efficiency. So they highly recommend, and I took this on board a number of years ago, that you do not answer emails as they come in, but instead batch them. Another way of batching is to consider batching certain tasks at a single time of day, or maybe on a single day. For instance, maybe you do your marketing stuff on Mondays and you reserve Mondays for managing your marketing, and Tuesdays are for making sales calls, or whatever your industry is. Just a thought, but it's always worth taking a bigger look at your business sometimes, stepping back and going, am I being as efficient as I could be to create the time and the space I want to just live my life, whatever your priorities are. So I always recommend taking a wider look for efficiencies. One other thing that the productivity experts say, and I have so confirmed this with my own experience and my clients, and that is to do one thing at a time. And honey, I know if you are a woman listening to this, you're like, what? I never do one thing at a time. We never do. We are the queens of multitasking. And I know that we all think that we get more done that way. But when you are doing tasks that require your creativity and your mental engagement and your focus, it does not work for you to try to multitask and do multiple things at once. It works. You can do it. We can get stuff done, but not as efficiently. You think you're saving time, you're not saving time. And this is one thing that nature teaches us so beautifully. We go out into the natural world. You spend a few moments breathing among the trees, and your heart rate slows down, and your busy mind slows down. And you're actually able to kind of drop into a place where it's easier to imagine just doing one thing at a time. The Buddhists say, chop wood, carry water. Like whatever task you're doing, give it your all. Give it your presence, as I like to say in our Present Company podcast. Give it your presence. Give it your full attention, and do one thing at a time. And this is an efficient way to work. And of course, being more efficient means you've got more time to work with in your life. Another thing that I recommend for my clients and that I practice in my life is to embrace technology. There are so many cool tools out there that allow us now to be much more efficient in our business. For instance, embracing a technology like Zoom or Appear to do client calls, to meet with people, you cut out so much travel time, right? Not to mention, well, I'm just going to leave it there because I could go on a whole tangent there. But technologies like that allow you to do a quick drop in on a client without having to travel. Staying organized with things like Asana. I love Asana. Check it out if you're looking for a way to can help you do that batching of tasks. It's a great little tool. Slack is another one if you're running a team. Great way to organize people around multiple tasks and communicate quickly and easily with them. Technologies like that. Embracing group email technologies that allow you to reach out to a lot of clients at once, like MailChimp or Constant Contact or ConvertKit. Lots of great tech like that. So be sure that you're optimizing and utilizing that kind of technology. It's kind of funny. People think that because I am, the nature lady and everything, that maybe I would be anti-tech, and that I would think that technology is, a bad thing because I'm all about the trees, right? No, I am absolutely the opposite as far as that's concerned. I embrace every kind of technology I can if it allows me to, number one, get my message and my work out to more people, and number two, be more efficient so that I can spend less time in front of my computer and more time walking my dogs, sitting on my deck, doing the things that I really love to do. And then the last thing that I'm going to mention in terms of a way to create efficiency in your business is to package what you do. Now, I could bang on about this one for a long time. packaging what you do is absolutely the easiest and most straightforward way to make more money in less time. So think about it. If you are a person who is selling your work by the hour, right? If you are a coach or whatever you're doing, even if you are, say you're a yoga teacher or a teacher of any kind, and you sell a class, you sell, per class. When you package those things and you offer people a way to buy multiple units from you, for instance, multiple coaching sessions or multiple yoga sessions or multiple of whatever it is that you sell. And honestly, there is a way, I don't care what industry you are in, I challenge you to present to me any industry that cannot create a package around it. And we can talk more about that at another time. But no matter what industry you're in, there is a way to package what you do and sell it in packages instead of in a one-off way. And what this does is it creates more time for you. It brings more money into your business, and it helps you meet your sales goals that much easier and that much faster. And what does that do for you? It lets you spend more time outside and more time fostering that beautiful connection to nature, which makes all of our lives better and makes our heads better and makes our hearts happier and brings more joy into our lives. So that is it for me today, my friends. Those are my recommendations for you if you want to create more time in your life for spending time being present in the outdoors and being mindful, which I absolutely recommend for everyone for a happy life. So thank you so much for being with me today. If you've not yet grabbed my Instant Raise audio training over on the website at Alex Strauss Online, be sure to do that. I'm really proud of it, and I'm not really sure how long I'm going to leave it up. I like to change things up, so I may be offering something else at another time. So be sure to check it out at alexstraussonline.com, and I'll be back with more very soon. Take care.